Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Daniel McQueen. I'm a young entrepreneur on my way to become a millionaire. This is my journey. So if you click this video, it's because one of a few things. Either you're looking for a way to make money and you thought cargo vans was the way to make money, or you're trying to get into a cargo van business and you don't have a cargo van, or number three, you just got a cargo van like me and you're trying to find out how you can make it work. So I'll go ahead and start with the first one. If you're someone who thinks that you can maybe make some money with a cargo van, I tell you, yeah, you can make money with a cargo van, absolutely. But before you even go down this road, make sure that's something that you're willing to do. Make sure it's something that you understand, because you never want to invest into something that you don't understand. So that's number one. Make sure that you understand what you're getting into. Do as much research as possible. Figure out all the different ways you can make money with the cargo van before you go out and buy one. So let's say that you decide, all right, I want to start a cargo van business. I've done enough research. I understand what I'm investing in. Okay, so let's talk about some ways you can make money with a cargo van. I would say there's a couple different routes you can take. You can do local work, right? So that's kind of like what I'm doing right now. I'm doing Target deliveries with Shipt and Amazon Flex. So I work both those apps, so I'm able to stay local. And I know ultimately this is not the goal, is to work gig, because it's not consistent and it'll never be stable. However, if you just got a cargo van and you're looking to put it to work, that's one thing that I'm doing right now. And then so another part of your research strategy plan should be to find a way that you can go ahead and get a dedicated contract, right? And so maybe that's another reason why you're coming to this video. I will say, in my opinion, it's kind of hard to find a dedicated route, and that does also depend on what type of cargo van that you get. So that's another thing we should talk about. So let's say you're looking to get a cargo van. Let's talk about what type of cargo van you should get. So again, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you would like to go over the road, you're going to need some type of Sprinter van, most likely, high roof, extended length, something that could fit 3-4 pallets. I don't know. That's actually not my area of expertise. I'm just saying that is one way that you can start making money in a cargo van, and a lot of people seem to be doing pretty good with that. Now, I will say there's a lot more that goes into that, because you're going to need your MCA, your authority, and obviously commercial insurance and different things like that. You see, the nice thing about delivering for Amazon and Target is that I'm not required to have that $1 million insurance policy, and so that allows me to keep my costs just a little bit lower. All right, so with that being said, I probably won't talk too much about over the road, because that's not what I do with this cargo van. I guess I could just talk about what type of cargo van I got. I got a 2015 Chevy Express. It's a passenger van, so I got that for a couple different reasons. Number one, I got kids, so it'd be nice to be able to have them in here sometimes, just so that this is not a useless van. Sometimes if I need to move my family around, I'm able to have the seats in here, and then I can also just take out the seats and then deliver whatever I need to. But that kind of goes back to what type of contract you're going to be able to get. Depends on what type of cargo van you get. A lot of the contracts that I see on Indeed. Now, the thing about this is that that's pretty much how you're going to find that's the way how you're going to find most of your routes or contracts, is through Indeed. Now, I don't know how you feel about that. It's kind of scammy. I've seen some horror stories in the reviews. Some people say they work for these companies, they never get paid, or they never have work, and they make them pay a certain amount a month. Some of the companies that I've heard bad stuff about is companies that you can get a contract with, guys, and that's going to be On Track. That's going to be T-Force. Those are some of the companies that I've seen terrible reviews about. However, I know there's a big YouTuber, his name is Mark the Mentor, and he says that, yeah, you could go ahead and do T-Force, On Track, all these different types of things. And if you're someone like me, you're trying to get a cargo van. I was trying to get a cargo van for 2 years. So for 2 years, I was watching Mark, his videos, and I was so excited, and I went and got a cargo van, and yeah, I'm still doing Amazon and Target. So finding a contract may be one of the harder things to do once you actually get the cargo van. However, it depends on what your financial situation is like. Just getting the cargo van in general may be really hard for you, but I'll tell you, that's just the beginning. So let's say, screw that. Let's say you got money, you know, you go get a cargo van, right? So what you gonna do with it? Maybe you got enough money to get a high roof, extended length. Now you're gonna do over the road. There's more costs associated with that, like I said before, but that goes into research. Make sure that you understand what you're investing into. So I will say what my plan is to start a contract with OnTrack. And the way that they do it is they'll allow you to start with just one vehicle, but you have to have at least 2 employees. That could be you and one other person. In my case, my wife is going to be the other employee, so that way we can get started with OnTrack. I am waiting for a couple more things in order so that I can have all my shit in order before I go ahead and start this business, because that's another thing, man. We'll talk about starting a business in 2025, especially a cargo van business. You want to make sure that you have everything taken care of before you go ahead and get into that, because a business is something that is not necessarily going to be profitable right away, and so you got to make sure that this is something that you can make work, and so that you can use this cargo van business to either scale, get more cargo vans, or to, like, if you start with a smaller cargo van, get a bigger cargo van, something like a Sprinter, so that you could maybe go over the road, maybe make a little bit more money that way. Or maybe you want to get into a box truck or a semi truck one day. That's kind of my goals. I started with a car, then a minivan, now I have a cargo van. I want to start OnTrack and then scale to a fleet of cargo vans, and then work my way up to box trucks, maybe a moving company or a final mile delivery or over the road, something like that. And then ultimately I want to work my way up to having semi trucks. It'd be nice to have a couple semi trucks going. And so I will say, I know that this is not going to be easy, but anything is possible if you put your mind to it. So yeah, the way that I figured I get around trying to find a contract, I didn't want to do that stuff on Indeed just because it just looks so sketchy to me, man. For me to really like put all my eggs in one basket to see like, hey, how can I get a contract? And I'm Googling it everywhere. Nobody knows how you can get a contract with a cargo van. They just say go to Indeed or CB Driver, all these different types of things. I will say CB Driver, if you want to go and just browse to see what's available, sometimes you do have to put in a lot of your personal information, and maybe they already want your business to be set up with some type of MC authority and DOT, insurance, that type of thing. So if you don't have that yet, that's also something that you should be mindful of if you're looking on CB Driver. But if you're on Indeed, then it's like, it's kind of just sketchy because you don't really know if this is a legitimate business or whatever, you know? Hey, look, it has snakes. Don't you love when that happens? All right, so let's say, yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with it, man. Like, I did research for a long time. I would always check Indeed just to see what contracts are available in my area. And to be honest, I knew that they were all looking for like, I think like something like 2017 or 2018 and newer. My cargo van is a 2015. They're looking for like Sprinter vans, high roof, extended length, that type of stuff. I don't have that. So I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to do one of those contracts. And like I said, who knows if those contracts are even worth it, or if they pay enough, or if they're even legit. I mean, that's one of these things about starting with a cargo van, man. Once I got a cargo van, I started to just look around, and I seen all kind of people in a cargo van. Like, so there's other things that you could do with a cargo van that people don't even talk about. From plumbing to there's handyman to lockout, you know, like a locksmith. All these different type of businesses that you can start with a cargo van. I mean, you could really get creative. You could do carpentry. I mean, so if you have other skills outside of just driving, then there may be other opportunities that you can start with. And if you can't start with something like that, then you can always start with like Amazon or Shipt, Veho, Curry, Roadie, all these different type of apps like that. I usually just do Amazon and Shipt because that's my bread and butter. That's what I've been doing for a long time. I do, like I said, 3-4 routes a day, whatever. That's usually good enough for me. Okay, so now that I've talked about some of those basic things, what you can do to get a cargo van or what you can do with your cargo van once you have it, I'm going to talk about something else that most people seem to just look past. Like, let's talk about realistically, how much money can you earn in a cargo van? And I'm going to go ahead and just put it out there and say, unless you're doing OTR, I don't know the numbers for OTR, but when you're running local, I would say a good amount to look for is about like your max is gonna be about $300 per day. Now, with that being said, I hope ain't nobody out there thinking you're gonna get rich off of one cargo van. And I hope you don't fall for those gurus online, you know, trying to sell you a course on how you could become so rich off of a cargo van. And I don't know, man. I would say about $300 a day is something like, that's gonna be the maximum amount you can earn with a cargo van in a day, 300. Yeah, so don't ever let somebody tell you, hey, you could get so rich just off of a cargo van. I'm gonna tell you guys, the truth of the matter is that cargo van only has so much capacity inside of it, so you're only going to be able to do so much with it. And so you also got to take into account your expenses. I know a lot of people, they look at how to make money and they just want to get rich, and so they really don't see straight when it comes to approaching a business. They don't treat it like a business. They don't, like I said, do the research. They don't come up with a business plan. They don't say, hey, this is how I'm gonna get from point A to point B. They just see that they just wanna be rich, and they say, hey, you can make all this money, $10,000 a month with a cargo van or whatever. I'm just telling you guys, that's not realistic. Now, if you make $300 a day, 7 days a week, for that whole month, that's pushing $8,000. Yeah, I mean, that might be something that you could do, $8,000 in a cargo van, but I'm gonna say you're gonna be working real hard, buddy, 7 days a week, and you gotta hit that same 300 every single day. Now, from what I've seen with the T-Force, I try to look it up. Obviously, you could sign up for that through tforcelogistics.com or something, and then go to the opportunities tab. You choose USA or Canada, wherever you're at, right? And then, so once you take a look at the link that they clicked it, once you click the link, it'll take you to Indeed, and on Indeed it will tell you, hey, we guarantee the pay to be $150 to $300 a day. Now, I will say that's kind of like a broad range. How the hell is it going to be $150 to $300 a day? How are you supposed to build a business off of something like that? I mean, ain't you telling me you gotta have commercial insurance and all this different type of stuff too on top of that? So yeah, man, but that just kind of goes back to research. Make sure you do your research very thorough. Make sure that you know what you're getting into, because you don't want to be in a cargo van and not know how to move it. Kind of like me right now, but like I said, I do have a plan. I'm gonna start doing on track here in a couple months. So that's my plan. I just wanted to make that quick video, man, because I was one of the people who was type it into Google. How can I make money with a cargo van? Well, really, I wanted to start with a box truck. I realized I did not have enough money for that. And the horror stories that I see on Mark the Mentor's page or his YouTube channel, whatever, it's a lot of people in these box trucks, they making less money than me in a cargo van, or at the time when I was in a car. I was making more money in a car than some people in a box truck, because the people in a box truck didn't understand their cost per mile and what it really costs to operate their business. And so a lot of them were effectively in the red, which means they weren't even making money. Like, so if I just made no money in a car, I'll make more money than some people in a box truck. So think about that before you go out and spend money on a cargo van. But I hope this video was helpful. Again, my name is Daniel. Check me out another time. Thanks. Have a good day.